did some travel. Travel was a good old time. You came across a weird tiger caravan on your way up to the Ashen Holds. You were paid and thanked for rescuing one of their outriders, who will hopefully be returning to their caravan as it travels towards the east. Maybe you'll see them again at some point. Let's see here. When we actually ended it, I believe you were on the borders of the Ashen Holds, and as you approach it, it actually gets warm, which is a very strange thing because it's still, winter has just finished being the worst of winter, but it's hardly what you would call a tepid spring day. It's actually warm as you approach the Ashen Holds. There is an interesting tint to the air that is being kicked up by the sun being filtered through a faint skywards layer of ash. It never really seems to cover the ground. There are very rare occasions where effectively rain will occur and it will drag ash from the atmosphere and down onto the land, but that tends to fertilize shit, which is good stuff. And the magic of being next to an active volcano that doesn't explode ever, so you're okay there, I'm sure.
Yes, it will never explode ever. Do not worry about it, players.
Exactly. Snow turns to green, actual quite pleasant, rather lush green. And you begin passing little dotted towns. The Ashen Holds themselves, it is one particularly large, almost fortress-like town city. And then on the outskirts of it are different living spaces. Most of them are, lived in by Tiefling. I'm not going to say ghetto, but we can put big air quotes on ghetto and say it's not too far off of that. They live well enough because they would, fucking just die otherwise. If you make them too miserable, then they do that thing where they try and uprise, and they're dangerous and eldritch and shit.
You have to give them just the right amount of suffering.
Exactly. You've got to really micromanage the unpleasantness, which is generally why the Ashen Holds hasn't turned into a fucking firestorm.
Just content enough not to freak out.
Yeah. As you are, traveling and making your way, you pass through a couple of these little old villages, and why doesn't everyone give me a perception test? Just sort of rocking along on the carriage. Beep boop. Hey, Jeanette, look at you go.
I feel like I should roll squiggles as being the perception one.
Saoirse is, in fact, the greatest.
Saoirse is pretty great.
God, Thyri needs glasses, real bad.
Yeah. Especially since it would up the nerdly cuteliness.
Also because she's blind, but yeah, I guess that too.
Look, fashion souls is as important as useful gear souls.
Well, Jeanette has it.
That was
Saoirse has it actually.
Saoirse.
Jeanette had 19. Saoirse got a nat 20.
Y'all need to put your names on your little outputs.
I was gonna, but then I forgot. So no.
Go do it now.
Oh.
Squiggles.
Yeah, do it now.
Familiar.
I only know how to switch between my names on the thingy.
Just open your character sheet, hit the little gear icon, and then where it says in the very far right, add character name to templates, just put it on. And there you go. You're done. Forever and ever.
There you go, I did it for you. Everything is sorted.
Oh, fine, just baby them, God.
Yeah, I'm gonna baby them because, fucking... I'm used to clicking the gear. It's done, it's sorted. Test a roll.
Ah, God damn it.
I believe in you. See, if it were either, if it were me asking someone, I know that it would be probably a test praise the sun. Let's face it, do a test science.
This is factually correct.
I can test science by using Alchemist Kit.
Go and click the button. Yay, look, it's got a name.
Well, I mean, that's useful, but I'm not going to tell Savin that.
This is true. This is true. You gotta stick to your guns. You gotta neg Savin, so he'll give you a beach.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
I mean, those are
Advanced level
free, but
negging.
if you want to just, make me miserable first, whatever.
Well, no. Negging is the special art of insulting someone in a way that still makes them want to fuck you.
And it also doesn't work.
I don't know.
Never
But
heard
why
that
would-
phrase
why-
before, but alright.
Yeah, it's a thing that was popularized by this garbage ass TV show that was shot in Houston. But it turns out when people actually tried it, backhanded complimenting people aren't stupid. And they realize that you're being an asshole. So
Yeah, making the show about it is what ruined the art of negging for them, because so they're like, oh, we may have just, popularized the thing that only really works if they don't know what's going on, and they all know our faces. I hope that they never get laid ever again.
only by each other, Scow.
Yeah, okay, yeah, unless it's one of them being, like, pinned down in bed and choked while he says, come in my mouth, daddy.
Well, okay.
0 to 100 real fast there.
Yeah.
I know. It's a pretty atrocious act, and they were also all, like, dickheads, so, whatever. Like, I
They
care
were.
less about them. It is really warm in my room, so I apologize if you now hear a fan in the background. No, okay, cool. I don't see the thing going green. That's usually a good sign.
Yep, seems fine.
Excellent. So yes, Saoirse notices as you're, going past these buildings that there appears to be like fresh coats of paint on a number of these quite broad buildings. Like there are some chapels and all sorts of stuff, and it looks like people have, if not painted, then they've chipped masonry and then essentially resealed it over with probably like cheap mortar or something. She would guess that maybe someone was trying to hide something.
Yay? Oh, I mean, they could just have repainted it because someone drew smiley faces all over them.
She nods. Maybe.
Smiley faces. That sounds right.
I should. Oh no! If I try to do that at home, the tower might eat me. Never mind.
Pretty sure Thyri wouldn't let me draw smiley faces on her carriage.
Just turns to a hellscape. To be fair, you've learned all that carving and all that metalwork.
Yeah.
She tries.
Unfortunately,
she's tried-
Thyri is not heavy metal enough to want Anna to do anything to her carriage.
She tries to give her smiley faces, but they're all like horrifying, gaping, like grinning skeletons.
Yeah.
But Thyri would find that shit adorable.
That's actually true. So yeah, go ahead.
Horrifying eldritch nightmares.
That is Thyri's fetish.
Yes, okay then.
Maybe when we have some time, free time.
Yeah.
Good save.
Yes, does anyone want to go out to inspect any of these larger houses? As of right now, most of these buildings seem to be uninhabited. They're, living people working the fields currently. Like, you've gone past, like, one corner of those fields, and it's wide and it's lush, and I mean, sure, it's a horrible thing, but when you look outside, you get to see a lot of topless people working the fields, and it's, there are worse things than an entire field full of topless tieflings.
I mean, Thyri licks her
Yay!
lips,
Aw.
but otherwise,
Yeah.
I have the most confused boner right now.
my boner knows exactly what it's doing.
It's a why boner. Yeah, I imagine that Astra is just like peering out the window at them, like casual tail wag side to side.
Oh dear. It's okay, we had the
Gallons of
talk.
hormones. It's true.
He just runs out to the field and starts an orgy.
I don't think my tiny little tiefling heart could take it. Mama
Yeah,
didn't
no.
raise no slut.
Yeah, no. Astra may have gallons of hormones, but she's not exactly what you would consider some kind of surprise orgiast.
Yeah, my daughter ain't no skank.
She has tasteful levels of makeup, and, sleeps with one partner at a time. Especially if they're particularly large, muscular Amazonian salamander girls.
Wait, no, she doesn't sleep with one partner at a time. Just fucking Saoirse was in there.
Oh yeah, shit.
Caught you in your own lie, DM.
This is true. You're right. She's a deviant as well. She runs out and starts the orgy.
No!
Too late.
But yes. Does anyone go out to inspect any of these buildings as you pass by?
I mean,
And I don't see why.
Okay.
Also, does anyone actually tell the not retarded people what they saw?
I mean, Saoirse says it, out loud to the party. It
Okay.
looks like all these buildings have been, there's little patches of them that have been changed. They painted over?
Alright. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go inspect them right now. That says it's the middle of the day, right?
Yeah. People are working the fields right now.
Then, yeah, I don't want to, just go walk up to people's houses and be like,
True. I mean, it's on a chapel as well, which generally is one of those things that are appreciably, approach any time. It's a goddamn chapel, but that is fair point.
hey, there's a chapel.
There's a chapel in every little place. Got to get the divines their respect.
Did you have a city map to switch us over to?
No, you're actually still on the outskirts of the Ashen Hold,
okay.
just looking at small villages and stuff.
Just wanted to make sure we weren't missing out on something.
Nah. Okay.
I will wave at anyone who looks at us. Well, I mean, Saoirse will.
Sure.
Same
I mean,
difference.
the occasional person will look up and notice you.
Tiny little fairy in the window waving enthusiastically.
There you go. Eventually, you make it to the Ashen Hold itself.
Oh, hey, I think we've seen this one because I remember that token.
Yes, I showed it off very briefly. It didn't
So
get
when they
it didn't
stop
get
the
a proper
virgin
show.
sacrifice?
Pardon, sorry?
I said, so when they stop the virgin sacrifice?
Stopped?
Oh, that was my other That was my other guess.
Yeah, no.
Gloom!
This gives you a rough idea of what the atmosphere feels like, even. There is rather decently fertile land all around you. The air is quite warm. You're next to a fucking volcano. Very little things like smithing and such are done here. In general, it could very well have become a powerhouse in, the land of making things, except so much of its land is given up to being also the only usable farmland in the north. Otherwise, rich fucking minerals, lava, just on demand. It looks like a forge worker's wet dream, but, no exports that you're aware of come out of here as anything other than food.
Are there dwarves in this
Maybe.
world? Because I hear they like them some minerals.
I don't believe that there are. I now have to check my own world document.
We can't have two games running where there are no dwarfs.
No dwarves, actually. I'll be damned. I don't know. That might be something that I revisit when...
No
Walks eventually gets a
Scandinavian
book.
dwarves? What kind of fucking Viking fantasy is this? On a refund.
A
Maybe
dragon
they
eats
need-
you.
Oh.
Maybe they need some work done. I could do some smithery work for money.
Entirely possible.
I have so many tentacles to help.
Yeah. As you approach, you can see that there are less living space buildings now. The outskirts and the towns villages happen to be where, living homes are located. Whereas this starts to look more like an enclosed fortress, for want of a better phrase. There are buildings, but they are travelers' inns in places. You can see that there are taverns, like a decent stables. But as for actual living homes, there are only a few, and presumably they belong to very rich individuals. All your tokens are up there in the top right, but as you enter, you probably enter somewhere around here at the like a bunch of open air stalls in the bottom, approaching the stables. What's the first thing that you do? There are a few signboards on a couple of buildings, so you can go on a little old wander. There is a cordoned off area at just like a corner of this fortress that has a number of guards around it. They appear to be arguing with a woman, a particularly large tiefling woman.
I will go over there.
Arguing with Gloom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. No, I'll still go over there.
A guard stack. Is that particular guard stacked?
Yeah. His name is Stack, and he's stacked, which is why he's a large-sized creature. No, it's it is a stack. They have my stack rules on them. It's 10. It's a unit of 10 usually, and they can do tight or loose formations. And based on their formation, they take different kinds of damage and deal different amounts. Yes, it doesn't take long.
Constantly hear a hop.
What?
What?
Oh, the sound of guards tromping from side to side. Hop, 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 hop. Yeah. They do that by default when they stand. That's actually what their argument stands like. Gloom is arguing in like actual common, and they're all just responding with hop, 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 like a bunch of fucking seagulls. Yeah. Believe Elfa and Henry are going off to the tavern because that's just what they're doing for now. They're going to disappear Darkest Dungeon style. Like, you're going to look for them a moment ago and be like, oh, something happened and they're not here. They'll be back in a week.
Well, clearly he sees like a second glow from, the sun's up there, but there's one over here, and he's like, another sun, and just runs off towards the lava.
No, Alpha, no! Look us swimming into lava.
And then he 1v1's Qualag with none of us here to get any XP. God damn it.
Fuck off, Gandalf.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So yeah, there are still people who have not placed themselves, want to be where you would like to be. And then we'll do it all in order.
People were going towards the thing, yes, or down there.
Yep.
Let me just drag the menagerie with me. For towns, I need to just get like a token that is just Thiery's Menagerie in bold.
That can be arranged.
Oh god.
Just throw Scal like $5 and get chibi faces of everyone in like the Bohemian Rhapsody thing when they're singing Beast Mella. Yeah, just do that.
Just with chibis.
Yeah.
That'd work for Jason and Viv too.
Everyone just gets their own town token.
Where to go?
Yep. There is a tavern. There appears to be like a workshop and a spellcraft place. There is a like inn, stables, and a particularly large manor-esque looking building that has a number of guards just sort of wandering around that I couldn't be bothered to give tokens to because fuck putting a token in for every like villager person in this fortress.
Yeah, fuck that.
You do notice that the tiefling population is pretty fucking high, but not a single guard as a tiefling.
Of course.
Well.
Goddamn racists. Hold my people down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as you
Preach,
approach,
sister.
As you approach, you can hear that their argument is gaining more clarity as you grasp a few more words. Apparently, someone else went down there into essentially this big entrance here, and now that you're close as well, it looks semi-new, like rocks have been peeled away from it and have been scattered around the ground. I'm not going to roleplay with myself. Eventually their conversation breaks down to the point of people have already gone in there and not come back, and she is a tiefling, and so she's not going to be allowed to go down there alone, and no more guards want to go down there. Indeed, on the suspicions that there is more dark magics at work, they're reluctant to allow any kind of tiefling down there for any reason.
I actually wouldn't be that far away from the party. I just wasn't sure if we had to set up over here to overhear this, or
No, it's just pick a
over
spot.
here. Okay. Well, I meant to be, like, near, so I guess I'll be over here now.
Sure. Yeah, does anyone intercede?
I mean, Thyri will.
What's going on in this thread.jpg?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright.
There's a big hole in the ground.
Yeah, one of the guards will turn. Excuse me, what kind of business do you have here?
Did the Jarl tell us not to tell anybody we were here, or can we, like...
Never mentioned that, no. But so far as you're aware, the Ashen Hold has representatives of every, like, Jarldom here.
Oh, okay, cool. Then, yeah, Thyri will say, hello, we represent Jarl Bolgruf. We've just come by to check on things. What seems to be the problem here?
Mostly because there's a giant drake that came from here. Tried to kill us. Then we killed it. Then we ate some of it. It was great.
Thyri
She
just
says that out
blinks.
loud. Squint and peer over Thyri at Jeanette. Uh-huh. Interesting.
Jeanette and her giant mechanical dog.
And the
He's
ghost
yeah.
dog that will come over and, silent Bork.
To squint even more, this doesn't seem right at all, but you have proof you've come from Jarl Bolgruf?
I give him my proof.
Excellent. He'll look it over, pass off to another guard who will likewise double check it, who will then pass it to another who you can see, like, amongst this stack there is one individual who happens to wear, like, a tabard that's got a bunch of pockets on the front, and then he pulls out what essentially looks like a magnifying glass.
And he has a well-maintained mustache.
Yeah, sure, why not? And he casts the magnifying glass over the paper. Like, he doesn't even seem to be looking through it, he's just, like, sweeping it from side to side down the paper before handing it back again. It seems fine. God returns attention to you. Very well. We expected at some point the Jarl to send individuals, especially considering, I believe the Drake made its way down to one of the Jarl's holdings. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Very well. Normally, I would still wave you away from this area. It is... He'll, like, glance warily back at this entrance in the ground and the huffy tiefling stood next to it. It is not safe here.
What do you
But
mean?
at the same time as this entrance appeared, maybe a day afterwards, the Drake burst from the depths of the volcano.
Aw, man, who dug too deep and too greedily?
That's the thing. So far as we have as records, it's not the matter of any of, at least no one officially around here. We had a number of guards and one of our soldiers go in and inspect the location. They didn't come back out. A posting was put up around it.
So it's a man-eating hole? I've never seen one like that. I've never seen that before.
Oh, God.
He'll pause. I'm unconvinced.
Are we
especially
sure
since...
that it's not a giant mouth? Have you tried throwing explosives down it?
He takes a deep breath and then lets it slowly out. No, and we are fairly sure it is not a giant mouth. And also, I don't know if you're aware, but this hole appears to go quite close to a volcano. The idea of trying to blow a underground building up with explosives might be considered suicide, frankly.
I mean,
Continuing on. And he'll pause at Jeanette, give her the fucking look like, fucking shut up. This is official person report time. Squint.
Yeah, Thyri will also squint at Jeanette like, the fuck, dude?
Ahem. He looks kind of flustered at having been interrupted multiple times. Unknown individuals made their way into this hole, and as like Anna's trying to scamper past, I think one of them will put his fucking... What the fuck? People trying to walk past them? No, he will. The number of the guards will block the way.
I was just moving my token over.
Okay.
He was all the way in the friggin'.
Yeah, Anna, however, did try to sneak past.
Viv would have, but Jason held her back.
Tried to do the Pink Panther prance, but didn't roll stealth first.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. He'll either mage handing and then smirk for a moment. Yes. Mysteriously shrouded and clad individuals. I wouldn't say they snuck in so much as killed all of the on-duty guards and entered. That was perhaps a few hours before the Drake escaped.
Gods fucking damn it, more cultists!
Oh.
Why? Everywhere!
He'll squint at cultists. So you suspect it is the same group?
Yeah, that would make sense. They've been infiltrating all over the place.
And they keep raising dead!
He'll pause at raising dead. We've heard no reports of dead being raised here. That might be a new addition. We were simply talking about the new proselytizers who have been making their rounds in the villages. We had our guesses that they might have belonged to the same group.
Yeah, you should probably round them up.
He'll nod slowly. One of the other guards will announce that he'll go do a quick pass round of information. He seems like he's been kind of excited to go, fucking beat the shit out of some proselytizers to the tieflings. These
yes. Throw off the shackles of religion.
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, Thyri will sort of lean over to the side and look at the hole, then look back at the guard. So, look, let's cut to the chase. This group of psychopaths and I have delved several very dangerous dungeons and beat the daylights out of these cultists 3 times now. Why don't we just go down there and drag them out, or kill them all?
He'll pause for a moment. As much as I would like you to go and do so, I'm afraid that you will have to get the Thane's permission.
Okay, where is he?
He will indicate back up the street towards the main side of the fortress, where there is a rather well-appointed home. It's the one with the guards out front.
All right. We'll be back as soon as we can. Although...
Indeed. Have no fear about further infiltrators into this cave in the meantime. We have a number of witch hunters with our guards now.
Thyri will try not to look discomforted by that. Then she'll look past the guard at the tiefling who was arguing with him. And, who's your friend here anyway?
He'll spit on the ground.
Okay.
Supposedly, one of her companions snuck in. Not long after the last change of guards, perhaps a few hours ago. And that person has not come back. However, she would appear to be bonded to this individual, as one would expect. That leaves her in a situation where it is unknown if she is technically an owned slave or not. As it stands, we can't just treat her like an unowned. There is evidence that she is bonded. Of course, the one she's bonded to, he indicates down the hall, not available.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to find your, bondee when we go down there.
She will look at the argument, essentially barge past the guards. When she's up close, she is a very tall woman. We'll look down at you.
Thyri will just cross her arms in front of her, like, I ain't afraid of you.
She is going to make an insight. Try and she's going to try and get a read on you, essentially. Like, does she think that you guys are legit and serious?
I mean, 25.
Oh wait, legit and serious. Never mind. Yep, that's fine.
I mean, 25 definitely.
Unless you were lying and you are totally afraid of her.
No. Thyri's had a kid. She ain't afraid of shit anymore.
Yeah.
She's seen some shit.
Also, she's backed by like
A fucking
crazy
legion.
tentacle monster.
Oh yeah, we could kill everybody in this town.
werewolf.
That's not an issue.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll look over
There is
your
a
party.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, she will look over the rest of your party as well, apparently silently considering.
I want to go see the man-eating hole. That sounds so cool.
In a minute, Hannah.
Okay.
Yeah. She'll look to the rest of you. I have something to tell you about my companion, away from prying assholes. If it please you.
Thyri will sort of look at Jason, bite her lip, and say, "All right," and wave her over.
Cool. And yeah, she will like walk with you guys on your way to wherever you move to next.
All right.
I'm gonna go get alcohol.
I'm gonna
I
put
think-
my horses in a place. Come on,
Sure.
ponies.
Yeah, there is a stable, and she will follow along. The rest of you as well, welcome to put yourselves wherever you would like to be. Astra likes the sound of bar.
Saoirse's gonna be sitting on her head.
Yeah.
Or on her shoulder, it's easier.
Does she want to go to the bar, or does she want to go to somewhere learny?
Or does she
There's a-
want to go where the giant Slamazon tiefling is? That's the real question.
That is a very good point. She's probably stood behind her, admiring some ample curves, although she probably notices it before anyone else does as a result, that there is a rather horrific contraption. Like, it looks like a metal caging that is dug into, like, above her knee and directly below it. Like, imagine an old tiny brace, but it is covered in, like, little runes and probably is digging into her actual leg with a spike or something. And there is a vague limp to her walking as she goes.
That's unpleasant. Anyways, still going to the bar.
Yeah,
I
that's fine.
wonder.
So, my companion. It's not strictly correct that we're bonded. Kind of don't agree to the whole bondage thing. I'm not as milquetoast as most of the teeth around here. And she will glance at the stable woman, who immediately just stares at the ground at that. Mm-hmm.
She's not into bondage.
But she's an important individual, and I would like to see her back, especially since generally when she's around, people don't give me as much shit. However, she kind of somewhat resembles a relatively horrifying monster. I assure you that, if anything, she's a bit of an annoying soft heart. She does look like a horrifying monster, though. So if you see her, do try not to, ice her instead.
Define horrifying monster, and Thyri will look over her shoulder at Anna, who's like skipping around in the background.
Have her tentacles
Jingle,
been
jingle,
hidden, by the
jingle.
way? Has anyone taken it upon themselves to,
Thyri
hide
would
Anna's
definitely
tentacles a
have.
bit? Yeah.
I mean, Thyri and Jason would have, I'm guessing.
Do I have to roll a
If Winter was-
deception check for that?
You don't have to specifically, but someone will have to make a check to, essentially truss you up, unless you want to be the one to do your disguise check.
Viv can.
I imagine
assist with the
Theory is probably
disguise check.
Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine, like, if you have disguise kits or your... Well, yeah, a disguise kit is generally what you want to go for.
So if you want to make a disguise check, I'll assist.
Does anyone actually have proficiency in that?
I do.
Oh,
Wait,
then you're probably the only one who can actually do the check, and someone else can assist you.
I have disguise kit proficiency, yes.
Yep, alright, give it a go.
Yeah, all
I
assist.
think if it helps, Saoirse has advantage on deception.
Boop.
All right,
20.
20. How does it look then when Anna's tentacles are successfully sequestered away?
She's the hunchback of Notre Dame.
Poor Hunchback Anna.
Hunchback and
Okay, excellent. It's either that or she hides them all in her butt, and then they can be sequestered away.
A squirrel girl operates.
Crafty. She's got sick tuck game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yes.
she just looks pregnant instead of just hunchbacked.
Nice.
You'll
But yes.
like it.
Can you give me a history check? When she starts describing this individual to you.
Sure, I can do that. Oh.
Doesn't ring a bell to you. Does Ludwig have the ability? Well, I mean, he can't translate information to you anyway, so it's kind of pointless. But maybe he just knows because he's Ludwig. Titian. All right, you call over your burb.
Come here, burb. Do things.
He's got a history check. I think it might be a fucking good one. All
Fucking
right, yeah.
Titian knows everything, as usual.
He puffs himself up proudly at being the only one who knows what the fuck she's talking about. She is describing a behemoth.
Oh.
He hasn't seen one of them in a long old time. They're rarer than werehawks.
Ooh. Too bad I'm not there. I like behemoths.
So, yeah. Thyri will just sort of nod subtly to Tish and then say, So, behemoth.
She scowls at hearing it said, like, out loud. The stable woman will step away and pretend she heard nothing. Yes.
Alright, we'll keep our eyes out.
Appreciated. I'll go with you, but it seems that you're, well, you've got rather a lot of companions, and I don't like to work with big groups.
No, less companions now that half of them have vanished. Squints at Aelfir.
I would have very loudly said I was going to the bar.
Yeah, indeed, I believe you said, I need to go get alcohol, and then left, so.
What I'm saying is give Gloom companion. Hi, Tasha. Hello.
Work.
Rue.
Rue.
Stat her back up in all of her Scaldly glory.
I'll just
But that
import her
could be
character sheet.
Needs to be custom emotes for Roll20 now. I need Rue and Moo everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We, in Roll20, I don't think they have emotes in here.
No,
they do not.
They're not cool enough.
Which I generally like because I like just emoticons, but
Yeah.
being able to put Rue and Rue and Moo in would be great.
I mean, you can still do that. It's just a little bit more annoying.
You get a second emote. Is it going to be Tasha? Savin?
Yeah, but see,
yeah.
bro, that's effort what you just did.
Ow. God damn it, dog.
But I believe if you're going to go to the trouble of putting an icon in, it's got to be worth some kind of effort.
Look at you getting all philosophical on me.
It's like if someone's going to go to the trouble of meme, then it might as well be fresh. So, you know.
Not having the dankest of memes.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're going to be scum, you might as well be original scum.
Alright, well, I'll be right back.
Okie
So, just come back to me for last.
Sweet. Alright then. But yes, and she will then, you know, tell you have fun while you go see the Thane. She'll be off to the side, sharpening an axe.
Excellent.
In fact, she probably just does that in the stable while making the stable head look really uncomfortable.
Alright, and then, yeah, Thyri will pass that chick off, like, whatever small amount of money it takes to stick my carriage in here.
Yep, sure. How long are you wanting to leave your carriage here?
I will pay for a week.
Sure. It is 1 silver, 4 copper.
Okay, I can do that. In fact, I will just hand her 2 silver. There you go.
She will look surprised. And thank you profusely.
They'll,
She pulls out a couple of coppers of her own money and then tucks the silver away in her bodice.
You'll give her a little smile and then, yeah, just give Cherry and Raisin an apple and scoot.
Awesome. Okay. Astra immediately asks, what is a bear moth?
Let's see. Thyri will sort of think about it for a moment and lore dump.
Okay, yeah. They are still not entirely confirmed as how they came to be in the first place. They are fucknormous. They're kind of bear-like and spider-like, and there's something to be said that maybe it's what happens when a werebear gets his fucking freak on with a type of tiefling, but it doesn't match up all of the signs. So there's usually the assumption is that there's a lot of curse shit going on in the background as well.
Well. Cursed
It's probably
shit.
explained with less cursing from Thyri's mouth, but yes, no, they are not considered good omens just because their unknown state makes people believe like, oh, maybe they're the result of some real fucking dark works. Maybe they were just smart, great beasts. Like there's all that kind of shit. Like because they are unconfirmed. I mean, they're sentient and like strong, so it's unlikely to give them shit. But it's kind of the idea of like, do they get treated as though they were a slave race, or do they get treated like some kind of great beast that we should be hunting?
Aww.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't any of them in the first place, so not a major issue. You've never met one.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in, the Black Isles or anything, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Man, I really want Younger Vrawl to show up in this game.
No, I wouldn't be able to do injustice.
Nobody can do that as justice.
It's true. When you go into the Thane's home, there's like a framed picture of Junkerfrol's ass. It's like, but the painting could never capture its true beauty.
Anyway.
Yeah, where to next?
That's a good question. I guess the Thane's house.
Alright, sure thing.
Yeah. Which is down here.
Yep.
Alright. Yeah.
Hannah's off being sneaky. Dun, 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 dun.
I am wandering around.
Fair.
Can I make a perception check to realize Anna's wandered off all by herself?
Yeah, I guess. I don't want to make a stealth check just because she's scooting. No, never mind.
I have assistance from my many companions.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, Anna starts to wander off and she just gets like pinched in the ear and pulled back over. Like no.
Told to stay with the group. The buddy system.
Yes, buddy system, please.
It's a buddy system, except she's holding hands with Squiggles, who is on a papoose on her, so she has nowhere to go.
Exactly. Just stay here. The floor is lava. You can't move.
But the flow's not lava. The lava's over there. In the volcano.
Ominous ash cloud.
Eh.
Point taken. But yes, the guards will look you over. There's a little bit of pomp and circumstance until, like, wave around the thing like, hey, y'all sent us here. And they too check it. Again, it's these tapeted individuals. They've got some spy glasses. He'll pause on noticing that you've got a Hellborg with you and look towards you in particular, Thyri. Whose child is that?
Does it matter? She's with me.
Very well. You see him, like, reaching for his magnifying glass.
Oh, god damn it. This is a guard, right?
Yes.
I suggest to him that it doesn't matter, and he should let us go on our way to see the Thane.
Alright, there is a second guard there, so you're going to have to do a stealth so he doesn't notice that you misticked his fucking friend.
Alright. I am good at stealth. Does anyone want to give me inspiration?
I don't think I have one right now.
Welp.
Tell
Alright.
you what, Ludwig will give you advantage by trying to be distracting.
There you go. Good boy. Alright.
I was just gonna ask the guard if he's seen it, if there's anything like, if there, what is there to see in the city? Because I've never been here before.
Yeah, and it can be distracting. Alright. Thank God. And...
Alright, 15. Okay.
Just a quick little Jedi mind trick. Yeah, that's fine. Well...
Oh, no, he has disadvantage notice. He's also being distracted. Fuck.
The fucking shit.
Shit went down.
Alright, yeah, the other guard looks at you. Ma'am, did you just cast a spell?
What? Did I say any mystic words? No? No.
Deception.
Alright.
No
This is
advantage.
a skill I'm good at. It's fine. Yes! Okay, we're good.
Okay, yeah. He will squint and sigh before rubbing his face. Alright, fine. Continue on.
Thank you.
He suddenly just looks too fucking tired to deal with your shit. You got the menagerie in tow.
Yeah, there's
Sounds
like...
like a-
He's trying to do official stuff, and there's just like a semi-corporeal ghost dog just like pawing at him. Give treats, give treats.
Jesus. Yeah, no. There are a lot of hands that are very close to weapons when, you know, Ludwig the fucking ghost dog is nearby.
Aw, it's okay. He's a good boy. I will give Ludwig some like jerky out of my pack.
Yeah. There's at least one occasion where Astra pauses and goes, "There are a lot of people looking at me funny."
I know, sweetie. It's just ignore them.
Alright, but if one of them touches me, I'm breaking his fucking nose.
You damn well are.
Alright.
Give her scruffles.
Yeah, tail wag. And yeah, Anna, you're asking if there is stuff to see around town?
Yeah, and if anyone would like, a cool wood carving, or like needs some metal work done.
He'll pause at that. You're a carver and a smith.
Yes,
Hmm.
I'm really good at wood carving.
Well, we don't have a smithy, but we do have at least a moderately sized workshop. If you're looking to do some freelance, that might be the place to go.
Oh, sure.
And he would wave you to a building, like, further down the street.
Bye, Thyri. I'm gonna have some fun.
Ludwig, go.
Alright, yeah, Ludwig will follow after them. Okay, so, when you enter, Anna, you see, like, it is a workshop. It smells not too unlike,
Jeanette's
Jeanette's
basement?
Jeanette's fume cupboard. Alright. Well, Savin's okay. We'll continue with the workshop.
Smells
There
like
is...
the Jarl's basement in here.
Yeah, that got temporarily used as Jeanette's fume cupboard, to be fair. There is an old bearded human who has been sat on a chair, and he's got like a tray across his lap and a few little things that he's tinkering with. You can see like little metal file shavings and like a bottle of what appears to be like grain alcohol or something, and he's very, very carefully scrubbing at something.
Hello. Hi.
He'll,
Hello.
he'll look up. Oh, hello there, miss. And he'll like gently lift his tray and place it down on the table next to him. He'll pause and notice Ludwig. And is Squiggles visible, or is she hidden away when she's in papoose mode?
Oh, she's probably just hunkered down, I guess.
Okay.
Probably
Yeah.
she probably peeks out occasionally.
Yeah, at the very least, his
Keep my
eyes
eye
are
out.
drawn to Ludwig. Uh-huh. Shakes himself off. Yes, can I help you, miss?
I'm new in town. I'm new here, and the guard said that I could find some stuff to do here. I'm really good at at wood carvings and and like metalworking.
He'll pause and ponder for a moment. Well, I mean, we have some things that could use an assistant eye, but have you got any examples of your work?
Alfier's gone. Alfier went away. He had that cool armor thing I did. But does Jeanette have my Cerberus thing? Have my three-headed dog statue?
Yep, I'm gonna make it bark and cause people to explode.
It's pretty great.
Those I don't really have. No, I gave that one to Thyri. I guess I don't have any on me.
He'll pause and nod towards a pile of. It's essentially like firewood, scrap wood, and he says, "Tell you what, if you've got a carving knife, you're welcome to show something off. Assuming it's good
Sure.
enough, I'm sure we can find something for you to do."
I'm going in the corner.
Yep. Ludwig will sit, I don't know, in the other corner or something. The tiefling will look nervously down at him for a few moments before returning to what she's doing, which appears to be scribing in a book.
20.
20. Jesus. All right. I guess the tiefling will gently pet Ludwig on the head.
What am I gonna carve? What am I gonna make? What am I gonna make?
Yeah, what are you carving? And 20 means it's going to look good.
I'm going to carve Ludwig.
Okay.
Bark.
Yeah, Ludwig probably notices that you're carving him and will make sure to strike a dramatic doggo pose. And yeah, no, you get so done in record time. It's hard not to notice that although Ludwig's pose is like this regal doggo pose, you've got him like slavering and ready to pounce. It's frighteningly lifelike, in fact.
Yes, the fool has carved me a factory.
Absolutely. But yes, yeah, the
Rich doggo.
the workshop human will look over your carving and nod, genuinely impressed. It was very quick work. If you bear with me, I'm sure I can find some extra things for you to do. And he will start like rummaging through a bunch of his desks and pulling out things, and he'll wave over to his assistant to go and fetch bits and pieces. She comes back with what is effectively like a long work order of pieces. It's hard to say what any of these pieces do. They are like parts to go on something a lot larger and more complicated that, you know, they can't just build in the shop from scratch. Like, they have to just do it in pieces and build it somewhere else.
Okay.
Looks like maybe it could be siege equipment. But, you know, bit by bit.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to spend, like, the next until someone comes and gets you,
Sure.
We'll see how many wood carving tests that is in the end. We'll jump it back over. In fact, because we haven't gone to them yet, the tavern.
Yeah.
The tavern. So, Elfir with Henry in tow immediately, he'll pick up a tankard of "I've been sat in a carriage with these crazy people for too long," and then go find a nice quiet corner to sit in, and Henry will sit opposite, munching a pie. Because that's how they do. And yes, Jeanette and Tam are the first in. Here's a question. I know that you have Tam, but doesn't he often hide in a bag of holding? Do you actually walk around with him out all this time?
Yep. He
All right,
only
cool.
was in a bag of holding once.
Oh, okay.
I had him in a bag of holding once because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with him, but then I felt bad, so he's out all the time now.
Okay. So yes, Tam takes up quite a lot of space in the room. Just because that's how he do, you big robo doggo.
Bark.
Yeah, the barmaid appears to be a tiefling. You notice that there is no evidence of any kind of collaring on her. But she will pause at Jeanette and go, we're okay with smaller animals, but could your pet sit outside perhaps? If it eats, we can have a bowl of something taken out.
He's an artificial construct, but I see what you're saying. Into
Yeah,
the bag, boy.
Do you have a bowl of scrap metal?
I pull out a
Do you have a metal
relatively.
bone?
I pull out a relatively normal-looking bag, and he jumps in and disappears.
What the shit?
She'll blink in surprise as Tam joins Hammerspace.
It's fine. He's a non-living construct, and he likes
Yeah,
it.
no, yeah, he's okay to be in a bag of holding. It's totally a-okay for him. But yeah, she'll pause and blink and look.
Saoirse will look, from her tiny position, just look up and wave. Hi! Can I have some wine, please?
She's taking a few moments to recover from just seeing, a dog jump into a fucking bag. Yes. What kind would you like?
Anything with berries in it.
Okay. How do you feel about juniper?
I don't know. Let's try it.
Okay. And yes, there is a pale honey wine with juniper berries in it. It's not quite mead, but it's not far off it.
Cool. And Jeanette will say, and I should like some rock gut.
Just want some swill? Alright. And then she will, there is a really, regularly, a tap that looks like it has been tapped many a time, and it is, she starts just pour, how much do you want? She'll pause, she's holding a glass, but maybe you want some kind of insane person mug.
I will pull out my own mug and then set on the table. Enough in one mug to fill up this mug.
Do you want me to fill that mug instead of fill a mug to fill your mug?
Nope.
Okay. She will change glasses and fetch another mug and then start pouring some rot gut. At the same time, she has she doesn't really have face-sized glasses, so it's just essentially just a shot glass that she's pouring this juniper wine into. That'll be 2 silver.
Alrighty.
But no, it'll be fucking, because they're serving as small and you're drinking fucking swill. It's probably 5 copper.
Alrighty.
And yeah, it smells fucking toxic by the time that mug is filled, and she will place it down next to your mug.
I just start humming and pouring it into a tumbler and pouring it into the other one.
She watches curiously. What are you doing?
One moment. And when I finish, I pull out a small vial and I pour out some of the now bourbon into it and hand it over to her. Try it.
Fuck it, sure. She'll just take a mouthful. I'm not paid enough for this crazy... Oh. Huh. Interesting. She'll hand the vial back and shrug. Although I must say, no outside food or drink.
Oh, it wasn't. This is yours. I just changed it.
I'm not sure where the rules stand on that, but I guess I have to let it slide.
It's okay. I'm an alchemist. It's fine.
An alcoholic.
Everything's fine. What?
Alright. She'll just shrug helplessly and then look around the bar. I haven't put anyone in there, but it's quite packed. There are a number of people. Some look like off-duty guards. There are a couple of tiefling. Maybe one is somewhat well-dressed and likewise has no evidence of any slave marks, or they are speaking to a bunch of people with slave collars or bracelets on. In the back room is a somewhat familiar sight in most taverns around the world, and that would be a Weirrat couple willing to peddle trade goods of less spurious origins.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to sit, have a couple drinks, and then while I'm there, try to listen in for any information that's going around.
Do you do so at the bar, or do you do so in like the tap room?
Well, I mean, both places have different reasons for why people talk. Bar was because there's a lot of drink, and when people get drunk, they talk. And the other room is because people sit while drink, and when you're sitting down, you talk. So
Exactly.
I guess
I'll say that it's probably busier in the tap out back because it's midday. People often work during the day instead of like get shit coated.
Cool. Thank you kindly, barkeep.
That's fine. Stare at the duo curiously as they go off. And would you like to make me an investigation check?
Sure. Oh my god. Thank you for choosing that. Oh no. If I say that, oh no.
Too late.
It's fine. Hang on.
You did it.
Hang on. Oh. I could make it to 20. I
That's
tried,
fine.
guys.
I'll tell you what you learn in a bit. Were Jason and Viv speaking to the Snow Tiefling? I noticed that you pulled yourselves over there originally.
Why not, actually?
Yeah. You can see that there is a slave bracelet like on one of her wrists, and she's currently sweeping the floor. She'll look up at the couple of you.
She works here.
Yep. When she speaks, it's a very wispy, soft voice.
Oh.
Hello there. How can I help you?
Oh, we're just checking the place out. We're new to town.
Oh, well, you've chosen an interesting place to explore, I suppose. He'll look to Viv, a fellow tiefling, and look her over.
Yeah, she's blood bonded.
Understandable. Even then, usually not a holidaying location for tieflings.
Well, we're on business.
I see. What kind of business, if I might ask?
You aware of the drake that came out of the volcano?
I believe everyone is, yes.
Yeah, it came to Watchland. We killed it, and we're figuring out what are we doing here?
We're trying to find out, there's a lot of unrest going on here, and then a drake came from here, and we're like what? Why? Just why? Why is there a drake
just
coming
why.
from
The
here?
general,
Just
what
why.
the hell is going on over here, guys? Kind of deal right now.
That's what I thought, but I'm double checking.
Yeah. She'll nod slowly. Well, if you do discover the why and how of it, we would like to know. If you ask me, I would say it's something to do with one of the representatives around here. And she'll sort of get a little bit lower down and, make sure that she's not being listened in on. There have been more representatives since just before winter. It wasn't long after their arrival when the Drake came.
Interesting. We'll look into it.
And she'll nod. Please, we have rather fine drinks if you would like to partake.
Oh, yeah, sure. What do you recommend?
Oh, goodness, I don't know what to recommend. I myself don't drink.
We'll just head to the bar then.
Okay, well. And yeah, the barmaid will look up at the two of you. Welcome to my establishment. What can I get you?
Just a couple of wines.
Of course. Red, white. We have a honey wine that's quite popular.
Ooh, let's try that. Two of the honey wine.
Okay. And she will pour out a couple of glasses and charge you a silver.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let us jump down to the Thane's home before we get back to what you learn in the tavern. When you enter, there are two rather standout individuals. There is signatory and insignias on them that make it quite obvious. One of them looks like a buxom, like just the prettiest priestess you've ever seen, with
Is she a
symbology
sun
of Hagen.
princess?
She is. She's got symbology of Hagen all over her.
Excellent.
Sun praising galore.
Yep. And then across and leaning against this wall, and you're not quite sure what she's doing. Looks like maybe she's just packing a pipe or something, but there is a little sitting stool next to her that appears to have a bunch of little bags and pouches on it, and she's like taking little pinches out from each before putting them into a pipe.
All right.
Yeah. Also, I fucking love her token.
Yes, that is a cool token.
Hang on, who? Oh yeah, that is pretty cool.
And
It's one of
indeed,
yours?
she is. This is one of the ones with my ones. Yep. And she is. Yeah, she is dressed like a proper warrior. There is a sword at her side that looks like it could be two-handed, just about, maybe hand and a half. I mean, you've probably already got it if you've had any of the folders of tokens that I put in before. But I can.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, it's probably already got it somewhere. I don't know what it's named under, but
I'll be honest, I haven't gone through Savin's new one or your new one yet. And I know it's been like 2 months, but...
Okay. Yes, what do you do? There is a bearded man who is not dressed in any armor or carrying any weapons, but his clothing is like luxurious and fine. Looks very richly appointed.
Well, then I guess this is the Thane, so I will tell Astra to wait here for just a moment. I will put Titian on her shoulder.
Sure, you want to roll willpower and see who she immediately goes to go flirt with?
All right. Do 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 do.
All right, she roll me a 1d2 then. She is absolutely going to go flirt with one of them.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah, something about the idea of flirting with a milfy Hagen priestess rubs her the wrong incestuous vibe, and she will go chill out with the warrior woman instead. She like obviously looks her over appreciatively, and you see it in her eyes, and then her eyes cast over to you, and she's like, second thoughts. You know what? I don't need that in my psyche. And then goes over to the other one.
I'm sure Ford appreciates that.
Yeah.
All right. So I will, go say hello, then say hello.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
The boar priestess will probably hold you up. You're wearing like Hagenite emblemery as well, right?
Yes, I have a little holy symbol of him dangling down.
She will, as she sees you, drop into the customary praising.
Ah, yes, of course. Allow me.
Not bad, not bad. Yes, she doesn't praise quite as hard, but if only because it looks like to do so would be to try and fight past her own expansive rack.
I see.
But she will then smile at you. It's so lovely to see a new face here. Who have you come on the behest of? It is not often one comes to see the Thane so soon. And I haven't seen you in any of the bars.
Hello. I'm Thyri. I come on behest of Jarl Bulgrof.
She'll pause for a moment. Jarl Bulgrof. The Wolf Jarl. To the east? And then when she says Wolf Jarl and then looks across, like she points to the east, which is essentially out the door, and she looks in that direction and sees that there is Astra. And she squints. Huh. Very well. Shakes herself back to reality. A little bit of advice. When you speak with the Thane, he's He has a very strange curse on him. Take what he says with a pinch of salt.
You will cock an eyebrow at that.
He can only speak in one-syllable words.
Oh. Thyri's immediate thought is, oh, he's an idiot. Okay. But obviously she doesn't say that. So yeah, she'll nod appreciatively and turn to the Thane himself.
He's like scowling before he looks to you. Hi.
Hello. I'm Thyri, a representative of Jarl Bolgraf, and she'll present her papers.
He'll nod and look it over. I'm the Thane. And glance over all of it. This all seems fine. How can I help?
Well, it's actually, how we can help you. We were sent here to make sure everything's alright, considering, there was the, Drake incident. And also, didn't the Jarl send a bunch of people down here who never came back?
Yes. They came pre-winter. Slain by the Drake. No more came after.
Oh. Well, I guess that answers that question, but, your guards outside say that there are some masked people who went into that chasm that formed outside. We have experience dealing with those folk. If we can get your permission, we'd like to go down there and try and stop them from whatever evil they intend to wreak upon you and your people.
He'll pause and take a deep breath. Tell me of them. Some say they come to tell tales of their people. He gets partway into the word people, you can see that's what he's trying to say, and then he, winces for a moment. Race.
So yeah, Thyri will tell him about the encounters they've had with the cult around Saruman and then up in the north. She'll leave out any mention of her sister, obviously, but otherwise just mention, they've been raising the dead and creating monsters and seem to have some fascination with the Warforged and etc., etc.
This sounds strange. Most who come here do so to give out words of their kind. They want to cause and he'll pause, waving his hand and rolling it over the boar priestess behind you. Go, uprising? He'll nod. Yes, that.
Oh dear. Well, as I said, I have an adventuring company with me who would be more than happy to delve down there and rid you of them.
Should you learn more, it would help.
Thyri will sort of glance aside, look back at him. So we do have your permission to go down there, then?
He'll nod slowly. You may go. Show... Priestess will speak up again. Caution? Yes, that. They are bad folk.
Yes. Yes, they are. Well, thank you, my lord. We will do what we can to rid you of the menace as soon as we can.
Try to rid me of this curse, too.
Thyri will, sort of, stop turning around to leave and look back and say, I might be able to help. Could you tell me more about it? How it came about? And she'll sort of look to the boar priestess for a little help with that more complex interaction.
He'll sigh and sort of muster himself up. When the cult first came, I turned them down. I shouted them. They hate this. And so, their... Pause. Priestess will pick up. Their leader? Yes, that. Comes to me and says, you are so fond of using these large words. He, is getting visibly frustrated as he goes through this. To talk down about my kind. It becomes obvious he's paraphrasing by this point. Let us see how you sound with the tongue of an... The priestess will smirk. Imbecile? Yes, that.
She's trying really hard not to smile at that. And so she'll say, I see. Well, if their leader is responsible for this, then perhaps we will find some way to break this curse for you.
Bring her to me in chains.
Thyri will bow. As you will.
After that, he pauses you, grabs... Looks like a little, just a wax card that's got his stamping on it. Give them this.
Right, Thyri will take that and, bow again and turn to leave.
Yeah, excellent. And let's see here. How is Astra doing?
Yeah.
You can see that she's been passed a pipe of whatever it is this bear girl has been putting together. No. She's, sniffing at it curiously, albeit gently, so that she doesn't just, fucking snort whatever's in the pipe, because that would be bad.
Alright, it's fine. Astra can handle her smokables.
Yeah.
Maybe a stable boy passed her something during the winter.
Oh, of course, no doubt. And yeah, alright then. I can't remember. I know that she intends to be an arcane trickster. Does she have any...
Nope.
No, nothing yet. No powers yet.
Not at all.
In which case, she will spark up a little tinder twig that she's handed. Eldritch Knight, whatever it was.
Arcane Trickster. Oh no, wait, yeah, it is.
Arcane Trickster was Syria, because I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Yes, Astra's a fighter. I forget.
He's smashing. Yes.
Actually, no, she's shooty. She has bullshit strength.
Shooty. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, her strength is pretty low, but she's a good book.
Yes, she's a good girl.
And yeah, she will take a long, slow draw on the pipe, and then, while still holding the breath, hand it back over to the bear woman. And she's watching with, you can see just the amusement glittering in her eyes. You get the suspicion that Astra is essentially along the lines of, I can handle whatever you can handle. Can you make... Oh, you've done a Constitution save there for her. Oh yeah, she fails by, a lot.
Oh, you want a Constitution save, huh? Well,
a save, yes, please.
Then add 2 to that.
She doesn't fail by quite as much as a lot, but she still fails.
Wow, that is potent.
Yeah, you know how some stuff works. Let's have a look at your knowledge, your pool of knowledges.
Perhaps a herbalism check?
Yeah, give me an herbalism check.
Alright, that's Thyri's jam right there. Yeah, boy.
Alright, half the shit in those pouches is not herb as you recognize it. They look more like alchemical creations than anything. And I mean, you've seen Jeanette.
Uh-huh. I see.
Yes. It is... you can see that there is one thing that looks to be like a third tobacco, and then the rest is a different mixture of pinchings from different bags. And up close you can smell it. One is a particularly strong medical painkiller, and another one you have no fucking idea what it is because it's not herb-based, it's alchemy-based.
Okay, so this chick deals in the hardcore drugs.
Yeah.
This chick has got like crystal meth here. Okay. Yeah.
Can you give me a perception? Well, it's probably quite easy to tell actually, just looking at her up close. She would appear to be a werebear, so it's probably quite likely that as far as her endurance is concerned, like normal shit ain't gonna cut it. Yeah, it says bear rep underneath. She's a representative of the bears.
Yes.
Like it's whether this is actually visible to people.
I know.
Yeah, you would suspect that whatever she's got is actually quite definitely the hard stuff because really normal drugs wouldn't do much of fucking anything for her.
All right, so yeah, Thyri's just gonna come over and like take the pipe out of Astra's mouth, like just do the whole mom thing of like, no, don't take things from strangers. Don't do hard drugs. Go. She'll hand the pipe back to the bear representative and apologize and just be like pushing Astra out the door.
All right. Okay. If you actually stop to them from like taking the full draw, then 17 is a pass for the largesse of the effects. Yes, the bear will accept it back, and Astra will let out like half a lung full of looks like a bluey purple smoke.
Yeah.
That draws like a pencil. Mom, we were gonna, do stuff.
Don't do drugs, Astra. You're better than that.
It was just a bit of drugs.
It was a lot of drugs, Astra.
She like looks at you with her pupils are dinner plates.
Your
They were
pupils
really
are
good.
dinner plates.
No, I'm fine.
Thyri will just like pull some little herbal remedy out of her pouch that helps to deal with this shit and just stuff it in her mouth. Just eat this and come on.
She gets halfway into chewing it before going, "Oh, this tastes like..." Immediately runs off and vomits an abrasion.
Yeah, which just turns into green flame.
I was about to say, and then, much to everyone's surprise and hers, as she has to back away quickly to keep her eyebrows, green flame. She pauses. That was awesome.
Squint. Meanwhile, Titian's like, that was awesome!
Titian wants to fucking do some. I can ask if she could go breathe it in my face.
You know what? If that's how you want to die this quarter, Titian.
No, it seems like you're gonna get into some shit. And plus it might not work with me, and that'd be disappointing.
Just keep the hope alive.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, Astra, she doesn't look woozy anymore, but she does look high as a fucking kite.
Alright. Come on, let's get you something hot to drink.
Fucking, well, I was talking to someone hot to drink.
Oh my god, Astra.
She's not even aware of how terrible a line that was.
Or who she's talking to, apparently.
Yeah, no, she is baked as shit.
Alright. Thyri will just like put an arm around her waist so she can't wander off, and then take her up to the bar.
Yep. And now let's see here. Jeanette, you were doing some information gathering. What was your investigation check?
19.
19. Okay. I'll tell you what, it can be advantage because you literally have a friendo. You have your childie.
Oh, she's not trained in investigation, though.
Oh, okay. No mind then. She likes to just watch.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
No, it's only on like kit proficiencies and stuff that you need to actually know what you're doing to provide advantage. Skill checks are fine.
Okay, never mind then. So that was in fact a 24.
24. Okay. So yes, it quickly becomes apparent that it's harder to gain like just like side conversation. It's apart from a few like people talking about relative nonsense. A lot of the day crowd is people here on business and such. You're sharing a table with a representative for the wolves. He refers to himself as a representative for the wolves, but he doesn't appear to have any set allegiance to either of the jarls. what you learn from him along the way is essentially that in Ashen Hold, like, everyone gets a voice. There's even apparently a Werehawk girl around here, but she doesn't fucking talk to anyone, so who even knows why she bothers being here in the first place. But it's getting harder to like make pushes for additional supplies from the Ashen Hold. Like, he's not sure if it's been some kind of unpleasant political maneuver that's occurred on the behalf of someone else. He knows that at least the Boar and the Bear have been spending more time around the Thane, which is quite frustrating to him. And the Thane has like stopped seeing a bunch of the representatives like by choice. He's assumes that he's just too chicken shit to kick out the Bear, and goodness knows what he's doing with the Boar. And then, you know, he notes her curvaceous figure and goes, actually, I have a pretty good idea what she's up to. So,
like a figure like Jeanette's? Is that what we're talking about? I actually missed
yes,
the
but with
description.
She is like milf
Princess
extra
Guinevere.
large. Yeah.
Okay.
She's got them tick old bitties.
Well, I mean, so do I, but
And
she's probably got like G cups and shit going on. Because I've got like double E's right now.
I believe she's got F cups, and she's got hips and thighs. To be fair, honestly, her figure is very much similar to yours, just a different skin tone, and probably just softer features in general, because she's not an adventurer like you.
Yeah, I really do like that token, though. It's very cute.
Yep. But yes, that's his assumption, that, you know, he just likes to fucking smash, and the Bear goes where she wants, which also pisses him off to no end. Like, they don't even do anything these days. I don't know why she gets this special treatment. There's a lot of bitterness. There are some nobles as well that have been kind of bitter as well, with the Thane, like, just not fucking talking to them.
Very strange.
I've been nearly a whole winter by this point, and I've had maybe a few briefly shared words with him. And that's all. When I say brief, I mean brief. It was frustrating, to say the least. I'm meant to be out doing things. Instead, I'm sat here on my laurels waiting. And, like, looking at this guy, he looks like a big, scarred motherfucker. He doesn't look like the kind of person you would want doing political stuff for him, but he's got those intelligent eyes. And you know, if someone's got scars and intelligent eyes, then they must actually be a grade A piece of work.
Iron Bull?
Yeah, I mean, there you go. Look at this fucking dude.
Because that's like Iron Bull's whole character thing. Big, scarred, but yeah, I get you, yeah.
Yeah. Like, he looks like a bad guy, but he doesn't present himself as such, so it's kind of hard to get a real good read on him. You can try and give me an insight if you'd like.
Sure. How great am I at that? Kind of. Can Saoirse help?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, 16.
16 is fine. During the course of your conversation, you gather that he is being careful. Like, he's very actively avoiding having a loose tongue about the whole... I have to look at this. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, except, you know, more tanned. That's pretty great.
Also, yeah, my figure would probably be harder to see since I'm wearing scale mail right now.
Yeah.
I actually really want to get art of that. But anyways,
he's being careful. You would have to actually try to pry anything particularly good out of him, but he vents some of his frustrations. He knows, assuming you say that you came with the Jarl side, that opens him up at least a bit. Otherwise, he is pretty clammed down.
Yeah, I'd just say that I'm an alchemist from the Alchemist Guild and come here on Jarl Balgruff's behalf to find out about the Drake.
Yeah, if anything, he tries to pump you for information because he's been stuck here since pre-winter.
Sure. I mean, he's gonna have a hard time from all of the tangents and madness, but basically tell about undead, dragons, what we did with the dragon, show him the crossbow, took that from the dragon, eat some dragon steak, that was delicious.
Yeah, I'm gonna make him do a willpower test to just see how he copes with trying to pry information out of Jeanette, which is a challenge. Alright, no, he gets through it. He looks by the time that he's done being conversational that he's gotten all the information out of you that he wanted, but he's also gotten a headache in the deal.
Yeah, he just encourages Jeanette to buy more booze so that, she can, like Ron Swanson said, stop the words coming out of your face with this alcohol.
It's good. It's a good deal.
Yeah.
I've not watched any of that show. I should do that.
Yeah, you should. It's really good. I'd actually recommend it. It's one of the few shows I actually bother watching and rewatching, which is very rare for me. That's like Futurama and stuff like that. It's only the ones I keep watching. Anyways,
Yep.
So yeah, after that went down, I guess I'll wander out and rejoin the party. I'll thank him for the wonderful conversation in Crazy Talk, because I can't be asked to do that right now.
Yep.
Rejoin the party down here.
Yeah, he's just as you walk away, he's just rubbing his temples. That was hard work.
What are the little things on my character for?
I don't know. I didn't put them there.
I didn't put them there either. So, does anyone else have control over my character?
No.
Don't think so. Let's have a look here. Jeanette. Edit.
I didn't put that shit on me, so I was wondering if you were putting it on me so you could remember that I had rolled.
No, I did not put any buttons on you, and I've just checked, and you're the only one, except for me, who has access to your tokens, so it's real fucking weird.
It wasn't me, and before you say anything, I am completely sober for now. I'm going to the bar after.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sober now as well. It kind of blows. But, I mean, I can fix that in a few minutes.
Yeah. The X-Files theme, exactly. Oh well. I'll rejoin the party, and, yeah. Unless something happens with it, I'll just tell them what I talked about the wolf rep with.
Yeah, sure. Hey, Jeanette, you probably notice it when Astra comes in. But she smells of, some fucking... She smells like your ventilation cupboard.
Oh my god, I haven't had that particular blend ever. I sniff. I mean, some of it. Where'd you get it? I want some now.
Astra fell into a drug pile on the side of the road. And Thyri will just walk right past Jeanette to the bar. Take Astra there, just try and get a room and some food.
Yeah, she'll Astra will practically snatch Saoirse out of the air when she comes over for the customary head landing and give her a rub. Ah.
Yay!
Does she rub Saoirse's bald head for luck or something?
She's it's just cheek to bald head,
Aw.
Rub.
Yay! Saoirse will just hug back.
Of course. Hey there, what can I get for you?
Hi, you have a room available here?
Oh yes, plenty. If you go across to the other side of the road, you can have any of the rooms there. It's the shared side. We have a couple upstairs, but those ones are currently taken. There are more of the road.
Alright. And maybe she'll look at Astra. Just a glass of juice, maybe?
Oh, yes. What kind of juice?
Good question. Apple juice? Apple juice.
I mean, we're entering spring. She will confess that the apples are quite tart, but they do have winter berries instead.
Yes, berry juice is fine.
Cool. And let's see here. This is one of the few places you've ever seen that needs to use an actual fridge. Most people just do all their drink storing in a cellar because it's so fucking cold that it just keeps stuff, from going hot. She's this little, looks like a smoked obsidian. Little chest underneath the bar itself, which she just sort of slides forward a little bit on little wooden wheels. And when she opens it up, you can see that there are dry ice blocks nestled up against the edge of it. Anna would know more about that because where she used to live yonder years ago, you'd get the real ice. You'd get the cold ice, is how they would say it.
Yeah, one of the exports from Anna's home was blocks of ice that they cut out of lakes, and then caravanned back down here.
Yep. Because the Ashen Hold is one of the few places that a drink needs to be kept actually in a cooler chest. And yeah, so she opens a obsidian chest up and pulls out a couple of bottles. Like the moment they're out of the chest, they start doing that delicious condensation-y thing. And Astra like pauses mid-head rub to just like watch a drip of moisture like travel down the side of the bottle.
Poor baby.
Yeah, she has pretty much immediately gotten terrible dry mouth.
Yeah. How much for the room and the drink?
The rooms here. Let's see. What quality were the rooms? Give me a moment. Where the fuck it go? That's the wrong button. Oh, I've lost it. Where the shit did I put downtime actions? Oh, here they are. Had that one minimized. Alright, so the lifestyle around here is considered to be comfortable or wealthy.
Huh.
But that's per week, so it would be 2 gold for just like a room for a night.
Okay. I will pay for that.
Cool. Yep, so it's 2 gold for that, and she'll say, like, first drinks on the house if you're getting accommodation.
They will thank her for that, and just, yeah. Probably not give the drink to Astra right away, because she'll just spill it on the way over, but then, yeah. She'll take Astra over to the little inn across the road.
Yeah, sure. As you enter, there is a woman who looks more like she would be at home in some kind of clandestine murder operation. Just a tiefling woman who is more knife than clothing, frankly.
Weird.
In armor of tight leather. And she is carefully watching over a rather... I suppose when you've seen most people around of modest body proportions, like, nothing particularly outrageous except for the fact that she has the feather-fronded ears and a few quills naturally just coming out from her hair. It would indicate that you're probably looking at a werehawk. She looks at you with eyes that look like just gold spheres, and you look and Titian appears to have, hidden.
Just directly in the burrito.
You walk into the door and you probably hear something along the lines of shit fuck, and then him climbing down like the back of your top in order to do a wriggle crawl around and away.
Thyri will just like mentally communicate she'll open the window from the inside.
Yeah. Yes, he makes himself temporarily scarce. Like, fuck that shit.
Oh.
But yeah, so they would have probably stopped you for a moment there. Well, she probably isn't going to stop the high as a kite person being escorted to a bedroom.
Yeah.
But she will look to you, Thyri. I recognize you.
Shifty eyes. Hello?
One of our kind have come to you before.
Well, Thyri will just her instinct is immediately to just lie her way out of it. And then she's like, no.
Yeah, but she said it as a statement as opposed to a question.
Yeah, and so Thyri will just sort of nod slowly.
Be aware. There is someone here who is not as they seem.
Thyri will look at the tiefling covered in knives.
She will, I wouldn't say a smirk gives it too much credit, like her lip will twitch a little bit upwards for the briefest moment, and she will glance over. That is my attaché. No, she is everything that she seems. Such as to say, very dangerous.
Understanding nod. Slight terror.
Yes. One of the other representatives here, they mean us ill. I would make a maneuver on one of them, but I do not know for sure. And starting an instant of politics in the middle of the Ashen Holds would have very dire consequences. And then she pauses. For everyone but me.
Then I suppose thank you for not?
You are welcome.
They're just gonna inch towards the door. She's kind of afraid now.
Yeah, her eyes will like follow you as you walk away. But then the moment that you're out of... Oh, no. She doesn't do the owl thing of her head turning around as well. That'd be pretty fucked up.
I was gonna say...
Amazing, but fucked up.
Fucking terrifying.
Yeah, no. Her eyes will follow you until a point where she would have to start craning her head, and instead she just gives the same, like, twitchy, almost smile before returning her attention to the table.
And Thyri will lock the door, open the window, and throw Saoirse out and pull Titian in. No, Saoirse can stay. She's fine. She will let Titian get in here, though.
Titian will puff up his feathers. Ah, God, another one of them.
What the fuck?
That's what? 3 now we've seen in all this time? Like, fucking, I mean, 3 is probably not a lot considering we've seen like a shit ton of the other guys, but that's pretty rare for us. Well, them.
Yeah. What is she doing here? Teaser show blasting off again.
Like she gets nudged to the window, but then she'll just fly upwards as though gravity stopped working. Oh no!
No, I just kind of assumed that Astra was holding on too tight for her to do anything but just go along for the ride. So
that's fine. All right, yeah. Thyri will pry Saoirse out of Astra's arms though, and replace her with a cup of juice. Like, here, drink this.
Glug, glug. Empty.
Well,
much better.
Is she actually better?
I mean, her pupils are still pretty dilated, but she isn't, like, smacking her lips due to dry mouth anymore.
I mean, I can make her tougher.
Can you
Wiggles
create
fingers.
water?
Do you want the lewd answer or the other one?
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, lightning comes with it, so no.
Alright. Thyri is just gonna, like, tell Astra to take a nap.
Alright, cool.
Burp.
The moment that you are, like, in bed and she thinks that you're asleep, I'm gonna have you roll to check against Astra's floor.
I mean, Thyri is not going to sleep. It's no way.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Thyri will, like, get into the bed and read her book, but yeah, she's just not going to go to sleep. It's the middle of the day. I'm just going to take a short rest so I can get my spells back.
Fair enough.
Because I can only mind control people twice a day, unfortunately. And I'd like to be able to do it more.
Yeah. I would, however, I would like to do I guess a wisdom save for Astra. This one isn't disadvantaged or anything.
Oh boy, it's fine.
Oh wait, I can help.
No,
you can't. Yeah, I can. I can literally make it so she has advantage on it.
On a saving throw?
You monster. Oh, on saving throw, this checks. Damn it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, she will just at some point go, I need to use the loo. We'll saunter out of bed.
Thyri will follow her.
So I don't. But at the very least, her pupils don't seem like fucking dinner plates anymore. She's like, come on, I don't need help going to the bathroom.
Insight check.
Sure, give it a go. Deception from Astra at the same time.
Alright. I believe I always have advantage on that due to Hagen.
Yep.
Not that I fucking need it.
Fucking hell.
Womp.
Womp womp womp.
She wants to talk to the interesting lady.
Cross arms.
I never met one before.
Look, yeah, I know. Werehawks are interesting, but she's really scary and she has a murderer in there with her.
How many people have we already killed?
One. And he was evil.
Uh-huh.
He tried to rape a horse.
That's weird. I'll give you that is weird, and I'll give you that. Was it rape a horse and eat the women?
Yes, that was that Minotaur's objective.
Wasn't entirely. He may have gotten the mixed up, but you can never tell.
It's kill the woman, rape the dead horse.
Or was it rape the woman, kill the horse? I always get those two confused.
Nah, that can't be right.
He's a giant cow person. It's the same thing either way.
Yeah. Is it still warm enough to enjoy?
Oh god.
Oh,
That answers both the eat and the fuck question.
Oh.
I'd like to lobby for inspiration for being
Alright, sure. I will give you inspiration for that.
For being horribly disgusting.
For being awful.
Good job.
You'd fucking know how to win the GM over, I guess.
Anyway, if Astra needs to go to the bathroom, Thyri will let her, but if she's just gonna go talk to strangers, then no.
I mean, she does need to go.
Okay.
But she really wants to also talk to the interesting person.
No.
Come on, no one talks to them like ever.
Yes, and maybe there's a reason for that. They're weird and creepy.
What? You love creepy things.
No, see, that's the problem. They're the wrong kind of creepy. They're not like bugs or something. Those are cute.
Yeah. I don't know, I think scary ladies are cute.
I thought you liked scaly ladies. They're across her
both.
arms.
And she not getting the reference will fall her. I like both. Especially if they're the same person.
Oh my god. Come on, Saoirse, we're taking a ladies' trip to the bathroom.
What? Adventure to the restroom.
Titian, watch our stuff.
He'll give you a bird salute.
Alright, goodbye all of my rations. I'll just mark one of those off.
I mean, you'd eventually need to anyway, I suppose.
I mean,
See,
Titian's going to devour an entire day's worth of food right there.
I was going to say, like, the reality is that Titian gets through, like, maybe a third of a ration a day, but also none of your rations are meat, so...
Yeah.
He probably doesn't go pilfering through your shit very often. He'll eat some berries and nuts, though.
And I carry meat for Astra and also Ludwig and him.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, yeah. No, he doesn't get through an entire ration a day, so no, it's all right. But yes, you are able to escort Astra upstairs to the Piatorium.
The Piatorium. All right.
The Wiz Palace.
Yeah. Now I need the loo. It's like hearing trickling water. Instead, it's just whiz puns. It's Das Piss House with the umlauts on the U.
I think you mean the Puppy Piss Palace.
Fucking, it's not your rug.
I was about to make
Ha!
that joke too, but yes.
Astra took way less time to potty train.
Oh. Oh.
To be fair, though, at least your dog doesn't do as much fucking strangers, so...
I mean, not yet.
Not yet.
Doesn't have the opportunity. She's still too young.
Gerberi and Shepsky's when?
Maybe.
So,
Yes, Astra will indeed go. The entire time, she's like, you know, as you walk around and past her, and then also back to the rooms again, she's looking at the weird hawk woman, but she's like, just, you know, she's not really looking up. In fact, she appears to be working on, looks like a wand or a stave, maybe? You can give me an Arcana check as you go by.
Hell yeah. Wait, you're not Thyri. You know, open with the right character sheet. Boop. But wait, there's more! Boop.
You made it to 15. You can't tell what magic it's being infused with, but it looks like it's healing. It's definitely an arcane tool, but you suspect that it is for means of, like, healing or maybe a reconstruction.
That is my kind of shit. So yes, obviously as soon as I, dissuade Astra from talking to the strange lady, Thyri's just going to go out and talk to the strange lady. No.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, fucking, are you going to literally be hypocrite mum? Because it happens a lot in real life when we walk past, you're like, what's that magical? Arcane healing methods? Oh,
Yeah, now Thyri wants to, but now she can't. She is sworn to be good mom.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. And so yes, you can get the rest of your short rest done. You successfully dissuade Astra from making herself properly known by the random Werehawk representative, who has left you with a dire warning. And it will take you up to probably the early evening, I suppose. In that meantime, Anna would have had time to do
Anna
say
things.
About four woodcrafting checks.
What the shit, Anna?
Christ.
Okay, every time. All right, so
What in the actual fuck?
Well fucking played, sir.
I mean, you were also working so quickly. You can get a fifth one done if you would like.
No, don't enable this. This is.
No, I mean, she got 20 and up every time. That means she's
I
also
know.
working quickly, so she had time for another check.
What
It
the
didn't
fuck?
matter. 13, 16, 18, 16, and 18.
She only does it on, like, fucking nonsense. If a fight starts, it's rare that she will land a hit, or if she does, then it's a tiny number. But if it's just give her some bullshit to do, then she'll destroy it. So, yeah, okay then. He's, like, impressed with the rate at which you're doing this. Like, you're working with quite a surprisingly... like one of the very hard woods. I don't know enough about trees and shit to tell you which kind it is, but it looks like it's the framework.
If you want a generic hard wood, it's probably oak.
It's probably a bit harder than that because it's fantasy-esque. Like he does have oak, but that's for the braces of what looks like a particularly large baluster. But what he gives you originally to work on is the mounting, the framework, which is a far tougher, harder wood. Like it won't be springy and it won't like hold tension or any of that kind of shit. You can see that like spooled up as though it were like a bunch of feet of rope is this almost metallic looking string, and a bunch of like polished and shiny, alchemically treated looking gears and mountings, which he says he will eventually attach to the framework that you're currently working on. And then hopefully this will be a mounting capable of doing a literal, like a fucking hardwood baluster that won't break. Like it will just have stupendous tension. The downside is finding someone who can ratchet that tension.
There actually is a species of tree called the ironwood trees. Fucking Christ.
Yeah,
The
and
hardest
since
tree.
this is a cold north, they're likely evergreen hardwoods. So stuff like you get here in California.
The hardest wood on Earth is the Australian bullock tree.
That doesn't surprise me. Everything in Australia is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
It's very expensive too, but people like to take that and use it because of the striations in the wood. Use it to make bars. I know this because I watched Bar Rescue, and they spent like $5,000, $10,000 on like one small section of the bar being paneled. Just like, Jesus fucking Christ, why would you do that? But the most expensive is wood that has fallen into swamps and thousands and thousands changed, and that can run
Yeah, you're cutting out there.
$5,000.
How many $1,000?
$25,000 for like half a cord's worth of that kind of wood, because it's just wood that's been in a swamp for thousands of years.
So yes, regardless, Anna, you don't just like carve and prepare all these pieces for mountings. Like, you have time to add some artistic flair to it, which is usually quite hard to do with wood carving tools on a thing this fucking hard. But Anna is also a muscly girl, and so she just fucking manages. She's a strong girl. And you manage to essentially flavor up this baluster. What kind of style do you do so as you're performing these side engravings as you help carve this hardwood down?
Let's see, what's my inspiration in the room?
Inspiration in the room.
Silent Bjorks.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Ludwig as inspiration. There is a very like thin, just I guess thin is a good way to describe it. Just like every feature about her is thin tiefling woman who is it would seem to be doing bookkeeping. And then you've got the old bearded fella next to you who is doing similar work, but it appears to be on just a different project. The room itself is just covered in tools, and it smells vaguely of treating chemicals and like polished metal, and as you would expect, a shit ton of wood. Viking, yes. The theme of the room is Viking, as all of the themes are. Every room is Viking themed in this setting. Alright. So you're constructing this baluster with Ludwig as your inspiration artistically. So there is a lot of probably sweeping animal motifs that are going into it. And as he observes on the side, he goes, "You are quite spectacular at this. Would that we could keep you here forever."
Thank you.
Fuck, you're doing things for a very expensive siege engine, so there's probably quite a bit of money in it. Roll me 2d50. Alright, you make 127 gold pieces.
Wow.
The reason it looks like a decent amount of money is because there was a cost implicit in if you fucked up any of those checks, and you didn't. So, well done.
If I fucked up too bad, I would have to pay them.
Yes, exactly. But you nailed it. But yeah, so you have...
Cool.
You successfully help construct this baluster mounting, and it is an impressive piece of work. And I believe that's everyone's short rest, essentially, all wrapped up and done. It's probably more of an extended rest by this point. Do you go to the dungeon this night, or are you going in the morning?
What time is it?
This night.
Okay.
I mean, strike while the iron is hot and all that, but isn't it like only midday too?
No, it's
Okay.
early evening by this point. When all this, like, you arrived like late morning. You did some drinking and information gathering throughout the noon, and spoke to people. And like, although all these buildings are next to each other on this map, they're not 100% next to each other. Like, you have to walk around to get to places. I'm just like not drawing a city because fuck that noise.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just I was just wondering what time it was.
Yeah,
right.
about late evening when everyone's gotten some work done.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, probably in the morning.
All right.
Okay.
I'll have gone out to find Anna, and then I guess when she's done with her stuff, we'll go and get a room, crash out for the night, and not too worried about seriously. She ran off with Astra.
Yeah. Yeah, you find Anna, and she's disguised as a whole bunch of wood shavings.
I've seen this before. It's fine.
Yep. For once, the room isn't littered with Lovecraftian nightmares. It looks like they're building some kind of dope fucking siege engine.
Yeah, he'll just poke his head in.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tam is still a big dog.
Well, I didn't want. It's hard to move. I was zoomed in too far.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, you're able to collect her.
Cool. I would have been around when they got rooms. So, Anna, let's told about the room. Let's go get rooms and bunker up for the night. And then tomorrow we're going on an adventure.
Going deep down into the darkness.
So, like a free room over here. I'll just say this one.
Sure.
Jeanette, hello.
It's 2 gold for a night.
I made a puppy.
Okay. Yay! I got us a room.
Ludwig is following afterwards, judging as usual. Well, not as usual, but judging. Okay, so you guys walk into a room with the Werehawk lady.
Alright, I'll move myself back down. Sorry, I'm gonna squish Anna for a second.
Yeah.
Here, let me just, so it's easier. I'm going, if you can move me to front, if everyone can see, I'm just going to be in one of Tam's squares. So we're not taking up
I mean,
5.
if you'd like, you can always just assume Tam is there, just so we don't have to try and squish his token in.
Sure, let's just put him over here.
Yeah. He's out of the way there. We can just assume that he's with you until otherwise. In fact, let's actually give you an icon. You have a friendo. Doop, there you go. You have a companion. I'll put one again on Tam. Like, he is there, he is out, and he is active. So should it become necessary, we'll pull him to the forefront. Just so you don't have to jag him around.
Unless I specify, Tam is by my side at all times.
Yep. Okay then. So yeah, you two enter, and you see the same thing that was seen earlier by Thyri and Astra, and that would be this modestly featured Werehawk woman. She looks at you, and the feather-frilled ears that she has in her head twitch a few times, and globes of pure gold look into you.
And globes of pure blue madness look back into hers. It's great. We're having a fun time.
Yeah. We know of you, but we have not seen you before. Greetings.
Oh, hello. I do not believe we've met. I am Jeanette, Hauptmann of the Alchemist Guild. This is my friend Anna.
Nod, Jeanette, Anna.
And also my very large dog, Pat Pat. I say Pat Pat as I pat him on the head.
Patting received, initiate pleased barking protocol. Bark. She'll nod slowly. I would give to thee a boon. A warning that your friend has likewise received. One of the representatives, one of the lycanthropes here, is not who they would appear. Should you be able to discover which one is disingenuous, it would be appreciated.
I met with the wolf one. He seemed rather nice. He was very upset, though.
Upset?
I have the feeling that he'd rather be out doing stuff than sitting in a tavern.
Understandable. We should find something to do with his time. And she'll turn the wand over in her hands before placing it gently down. We shall not keep you from your rest.
I too enjoy Artifice, but we'll talk about it later because I have some science to do. Science!
A code for go pass out in the corner?
Nah, it's still early evening, right?
Yeah, no, it is, yeah. And then
Yeah,
she will
I'm
look
just gonna
to Anna.
be-
You, Anna. You are a very unfortunate soul. Kinathis?
Who, me? What? Nah. Why?
To answer why would be a very long and involved process that I fear that you would forget the explanation of within the next 5 minutes of learning it.
Oh, my memory's not that bad.
She'll nod slowly. Then try to at least remember these words.
Okay.
If a voice asks you to give of yourself, tell it no.
What kind of voice?
She shrugs. I do not know. You will when it happens.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, let's see here. Will Anna remember it?
You are really interesting. I've never seen a bird person before.
Yes, there are not many of us.
So why not?
Lean backwards a little bit. And there's like a creaking of leather from the the tiefling woman in the corner, but neither of them seem to move particularly. There just aren't many of us.
That doesn't really seem like a very good answer. That doesn't really seem like a very good reason.
Why are there not more of you, Eldritch people?
I'm not sure what that is, but most people don't like me. Well, animals don't like me. People get really scared of me sometimes too.
I understand. She'll pause and seem to consider. I fear I have already said too much, however.
Aw, but I like talking to you.
Is that so?
I like talking to people.
Bird person.
What's your name?
She tries to tell you her name. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Okay.
You hear her say a name. You don't know what she said. You're pretty sure if you were... You're sure she said a name, and it was a normal name. But it's literally in one ear and out the other. I realize that Anna being the target of this certain phenomena is... I mean, it's nothing special to Anna, but to other people listening, they would also hear a name and then not hear a name. Yeah, you're pretty sure she told you her name just now.
That's a really pretty name. I don't really remember it, but it was really pretty.
She'll nod slowly. I am very proud of my name. Yeah, I suppose. Are you going to actually try and pry this hawk lady for information?
What kind of information would I ask for? I want to ask her. I want to ask her where she's from.
Okay. Let's see here. Give me a charisma check. We'll see if you can worm something out of her. DC is quite high. It's 20. No, I'm afraid she's reticent to give you any proper details. She just tells you somewhere in the middle of the north.
Oh, I'm from the north too.
You are from a much more northerly north than I.
Are you from one of the strongholds?
No. If you intend to ask me places I might be in an event to get me to say no until you are left with but one answer, I will begin just saying maybe. And now I thank you for your company, but I must continue with my work.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
Well, thanks.
she returns
Thanks
to
for
working
your
on a
advice.
wand. You are welcome. I hope that you remember it. And yeah, okay then. I believe we're approaching a good point for this session to wrap up. Before we do so exactly, I would like to do as happened last time and give you a sneak peek of the next location.
Okay.
It's going to be a quick glimpse, so be ready.
I'm glad that we're going into the deep, dark underground with our Paladin of Light, with a lighting brazier. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the peep there. Oh, okay. All I saw was darkness.
Wow.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
That's a lot of death.
That looks
It's
pretty
probably
damn...
fine. It's probably okay, though.
That looks pretty damn fun.
That's what I'm hoping. I just saw it back on stream. Oh, it looks good like that. I'm glad that the lighting didn't come out totally wank.
So now, aspirations.
This is no fucking World of Darkness. But yeah. Is there anything else that you guys would like to cover, say, or do before we call the session to a close?
Nope,
Sorry, I was
don't think
quiet
so.
for like the second half of it.
Nope, I'm good.
Alright then. In which case, thank you very much for playing, you guys. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Sorry if it seemed uneventful at all, but there's a lot of shit that's going on in the background of the Ashen Holds.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you enter a new city and you have to go around the hub world finding
Yeah, you have to
quests
collect
and talking
side.
to people.
You've got to collect side quests.
So we did that, and now we can move on to the main bit of the quest.
Yeah, as you may have noticed from that tiny brief glimpse you were given, that it would be really not a great idea to go wandering in there without your ever-burning brazier-based Paladin of the Light.
Yeah. Yeah, I was honestly hoping that we wouldn't get to it tonight so that we could have Hoff here. Because being in that Paladin radius of just you're better at everything is amazing.
It really is.
Mm-hmm. Alright then.